Hello everyone, on today's episode we're going to talk about how to slow down and really experience your life. Hello there. As mentioned in the intro, we're going to talk about the art of slowing down, really observing without rushing and taking in all the magnitudes that life has to offer. And as always, I'm going to start with a quote on this topic, and that quote is, "The answer of all your challenges is in you. Slow down, stop, breathe, listen." Can you hear the answer? The answer is already within you. Listen. Do you hear your heart speaking to you? When we stand firm in the knowing of our inner heart value, we are unstoppable. Angie with a fantastic quote there. The answers are all around you. Within your DNA is 14 billion years of information. When you're ready to hear it, and when you slow down, and you remove distractions, the answers come for you. How many times have you gone for a walk and been hit with an idea? How many times have you been in the shower and something has come to mind and you thought, this is brilliant, I need to take action on this? Those moments don't happen when you're stressed out and arguing. Those moments don't happen when you're playing a video game or really distracting yourself with mindless TV. Those answers can only come to you in the silent moments. We all seem to be rushing to a finish line that is ultimately death. And I remember there was an old Chinese sort of medicine practice that talked about the heart having only so many beats. So let's say the heart has 10 million beats, and that's all you get. And it's decided on the day you're born how many heartbeats you get. And you should live a peaceful life, because when you make your heart beat too quickly through anxiety or stress, you're increasing your heartbeats and you're just shortening your life. There is no rush. That future you're trying to get to doesn't exist. This moment is worthy of you slowing down. And I have to say, this is the most profound thing that's ever happened in my life. The appreciation of the present moment and how I can take action in that moment is really at the core of everything I believe. But to do that, you must stop. And you must allow the moment to unfold. You can't rush to the next moment. You can't review the previous moment, because all those things are noise that get in the way of the answers that will truly come to you. Quite often when people say to me, but Brad, if I'm not in the moment, I'm not planning, I'm not thinking, I won't know what to say. We all know that sometimes when we've been put on the spot, we've responded just really well with things we never thought we knew. And ultimately, that's because the answer's already in you. You can plan and prepare, and that is necessary for some situations. But ultimately, coming from your true self, authentically, within that moment, will deliver you the best results. So, we rush a lot and a lot. And this video I was watching, I love The Simpsons, I think they're hilarious. I want to show you this short video that illustrates sort of where we are as a society.
We are preoccupied with ourselves in unhelpful ways. The clouds, however, know nothing of us. They float by, utterly unaware of our concerns. These vast, quiet things are always to hand. There is a constant drama above our heads, collisions, fractures, swirls, separations. Human life is no less active, but it can be a moment of relief from our particular involvements to look up and be returned to a broader perspective, from where the agitations of the here and now seem less significant. It will all pass, even the current nastiness and anxiety. Like the clouds that seemed so fixed and heavy but an hour ago, and yet have now moved on, leaving behind only 2 or 3 of their numbers, apologetic and timid before the victorious sun, like the cowed remnants of a scattered army. They are an image of patience and resolution. Their gnarled, worn barks speak of the hundreds of seasons they've endured. They've bent and lost branches in winter winds. They've been gnawed at by worms and beetles across the airless days of summer. They've been knocked and hacked at by farmers and children. But they endure, as we might better learn to do through their examples. All those leaves, resplendent in the summer sun, will soon be gone. Human life is as terminal. But it is the example of trees that best and most gracefully introduce us to the inevitable facts of the life cycle. Nothing will be forever, say the trees. Enjoy these precious days, whisper their leaves. They are always communicating, whispering, exclaiming, arguing with a rock or a twig, confiding in a quiet vortex, dozing in midsummer or shouting in a rage after a heavy shower. Like fires, they provide an ideal object of contemplation. Their constant activity enlivens the imagination. They don't stare blankly back at us like pieces of paper on a desk. They distract our minds just enough that the good ideas, the ones that we hate to ask ourselves directly, can feel relieved of pressure and slip out, and we can make progress with ourselves. We need nature not just for physical health, but as importantly, for sanity. No week should be counted complete if it doesn't include 1 or 2 minutes given over to the clouds, the trees, and the streams. Emissaries of perspective, patience, and introspection.
So, I want to go through 9 ways that you can understand the art of slowing down, and I'm going to begin with number 1 and helping you understand that when you don't slow down, number 1, there is a price to pay. Everything you rush becomes less than. Everything you push, for example in relationships, when you try and go too fast, there is a price to pay. Yes, there is the gratification of getting certainty. So for example, you might put someone on the spot who's not ready and get them to commit to something, and that feels great. They might say yes, but ultimately there is a price to pay, and the price will be they may have felt pressured, they may have felt rushed, and it may fall over. So remember, if there's a price to pay to rushing and you're not prepared to pay the price, slow down. Number 2, one of the reasons we rush is FOMO. FOMO stands for fear of missing out. Advertisers have really latched onto this with limited edition and limited places and scarcity, really driving home the fact that the planet is full of scarcity. There's not enough for everyone, so you better get yours. It's not true. It is not true. The mindset of scarcity is created through the human mind, through advertising. Trust me, there's enough matter for the entire universe to come into being. There's enough water for the oceans to flow. There's enough land for the billions of species of animals to occupy it all at the same time. There is enough. Find out if you're allergic to FOMO, fear of missing out, and ask yourself, am I stressing because I fear of missing out? And if you fear missing out, understand that everything you have is already inside you, so there's no need to fear missing out. 3, you will die. So why are you rushing to get there? I mean, a lot of people are afraid of death, but it seems like they're running like a mad person towards the finish line of death. Ultimately, we will all die, therefore we know there's an ending. It's a beautiful thing, actually. Because we know the end of the movie, we can take action during the movie and really live a fulfilling life. Number 4, focus on people and things will slow down. An incredibly important tool to understand is knowing whether you respond to people or you wait for your opportunity to talk. When you look into someone's eyes and you really sit there and you appreciate their life story as a reflection of God's grace and the challenges they've been through and the incredible vehicles and the experience that they can give you, you basically become an amalgamation of everyone you know. You can basically bolt on their knowledge and experience and bring it together, part of the collective unconscious, to become a better being. However, unfortunately, most times we're not really listening. We're just waiting for the other person to stop talking. 5, another great way to slow down, get into nature. Now, I've had to learn this the hard way. I was a really IT-based gadget person for a long time, but now I spend as much time as I can in nature. For those of you who don't get into nature regularly, I have one piece of advice for you: stay there. So I know I've taken friends out into nature and they're like, yeah, this is great, I need to get going. Nature has this unusual effect of slowly sort of, permeating you and creating peace. Get into nature. Forests are just wonderful. The botanical gardens, most cities have botanical gardens. Get in there, just stay in there, and don't listen to the mind and the ego. They'll tell you got things to do, they'll tell you to get out of there. That's okay, those thoughts will go. Just be there, look at the clouds for a while. Number 6, eat slower. We're in such a rush to consume our food. We have fast food, we have bite-sized chunks. Slow down and eat your food. It wasn't that long ago when, it's only a few centuries ago where we really had to fight just to get enough food to survive. So now it's in front of us, we should really appreciate it. Slow down with your eating, which means you get fuller quicker and you feel less hungry when you lose weight, which is a great consequence, but slow down your eating. 7, don't multitask. Multitasking is a myth, and the scientists have proven this using computers and MRI scanning, that there's no such thing as multitasking. Yes, you can switch between tasks, but ultimately what you're doing is just moving your focus. Some people can move their focus a bit quicker, others can't, but ultimately you can only do one thing well in the present moment. Trying to do 5 things means you'll do 5 things poorly. Remove the TV. Now this is the toughest one, and what has that got to do with slowing down? Well, not a lot. But once you remove the TV and perhaps the radio from your life, not music, I think music's incredible, keep that happening, documentaries are incredible too, but remove the normal sort of television and you'll create the time you think you're missing on why you can't meditate or exercise. TV chews up a lot of your life, and as has been said, you can either watch the people in the box having a great time, or you could be the people having a great time. The choice is yours, but you can't have both. And number 9, say no. This is so incredible. Saying yes to everything because you don't want to look bad or you want to be seen as a certain type of identity will really create a lot of challenges in your life that will limit your time to be your true nature. Learn to say no to things that don't serve you and don't serve others. Learn to say no when someone asks you to have another drink. Learn to say no when people say, let's stay out another couple of hours, when it doesn't serve you. Say no and you'll build the time around you. Slowing down for me has been at the heart of everything I've learned. Remember, trust and have faith that the collective unconscious that guided us to this video here today is good enough for you to listen to and to guide you in life. It has all the answers. It will always find the right path. I can't wait to see you for tomorrow's video. Slow down and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.